Hey all, it's Rod. It's, what is it, 9 o'clock in Sydney on Tuesday, down under in Australia. And if you're just jumping in, I can see a few people starting to jump in. Say hi in the chat, let us know where you're from, I'll give you a shout out. It is 25, let's see if we can see this, can't see it, can see it, here we go. 25.4 degrees, but that's Celsius. So for you peeps that are doing Fahrenheit, I could ask Alexa, I suppose. How much is that in Fahrenheit? That's 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So, you know, it's still summer here in Sydney. I know my friend Melissa, aka Copper's Kitchen, who's also helping out on the moderation today. Thank you, Melissa. It's like she shoveled a foot of snow up there in Alaska yesterday. So there, 12 degrees Fahrenheit says. That's pretty darn cold, actually. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it being a bit cooler. It would be a bit nicer. So, yeah, hi. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I just thought I wanted to do a bit of an update about my Lion Diet Challenge. So for those of you who haven't been keeping up with what's been going on, and I know we've all got busy lives, right? Then I started the Lion Diet. Thanks to Nia from Nia's Way, who also started the Lion Diet. I think Nia's probably been going for like 30 days or a bit more. And I wanted to try out the Lion Diet because I've been carnivore since June of last year. I wanted to try it out to see if that would be the thing that would help me cure my sciatica. Now, I will say, if you hear the scream in the background, no, I don't have somebody hanging up by their toes in the basement. It's my son playing computer games. It's still school holidays. I did ask him to be quiet, but you may hear the occasional scream. Don't worry, no one's actually being hurt. Anyway, as I was saying about the Lion Diet, I started that. It's now day 23 to see if that would help cure my sciatica. But at the same time, I also eliminated coffee. So I've now been 23 days without coffee, which was really something. First couple of days are rough. After that was not so bad. Also no alcohol as well. So super clean, just meat, lamb, beef, salt, and a tiny bit of butter. Now, I know there are some purists out there who think that if you're having butter, that's not the Lion Diet. Well, is the Lion Diet plus a little bit of butter then, if that's how you want to be. Just have that with a little bit of hot water in the morning to substitute for coffee. So that's that. That's what's been going on. I have had a major breakthrough with the sciatica, but I've got a video coming out in the next couple of days where I talk more about what actually helped with that, whether that was the Lion Diet, whether it was something else. So I won't give that away today. Needless to say, pretty darn happy that things are doing pretty well. So who have we got here? Melissa from Copper's Kitchen. Thanks for being here as always. Sherry Colic, hello from New Jersey. Lamb, yes. Oh my God, I've eaten so many roast lambs. The thing about roast lamb is in Australia, it's super cheap. It's like from Aldi, it's $8 a kilo. From Woolworths, it's about $8.50 a kilo. So convert that into US dollars per pound, or per pound is like three or four, I think, per pound. That works out to be in US dollars. Anyway, it's super cheap. It's so easy. I must have cooked, maybe 15 lamb roasts in the last 23 days. I've had so many. It's been so good. But it's so easy. You just preheat the air fryer to 200 degrees for about 10 minutes. If you want to add in some seasoning, poke in some garlic and some rosemary into some slits in the lamb roast, put it in the air fryer for an hour and 15 at 200, preheated, and it is pretty much perfect every time. It's like medium on the outside, more sort of medium rare on the inside, and the skin is nice and it's so good. I just can't get enough of it. It's so good. Carnivore Muscle, thanks for showing up again today. And Melissa Jane Middleton, well, thank you all for popping in, and you just popped in from your office job. Promise I won't tell your boss. It's okay. Your secret is safe with us. Susan Arellano, there we go. Hello from Alabama. Welcome, Susan. Thanks for tuning in. Who else have we got here? Just a small crew. How's it all been going getting into the new year? So we're like 30 days into the new year already. And did you deviate a little bit over the holidays, or I'm one of these people that's not a very good moderator. I'm more of an abstainer, especially with some things. That's why, when I think about coffee, being without coffee for 24 days. Will I go back on coffee after my challenge is over? I haven't really decided yet, but I'm just wondering whether I would actually be able to moderate and say just have coffee occasionally, as opposed to, well, you either abstain or you go back to 3 or 4 cups a day. I don't really know, actually. I'm just sort of keeping an open mind about that. The alcohol, I do know that I can moderate with that. Like, I can go a couple of weeks without having a drink of anything alcoholic. Coffee, different story. I have to wait and see. Cheese, cheese. I thought that I was definitely not a moderator for cheese. So, I've been abstaining completely as being on the Lion diet. But I don't know. Maybe I can. Not sure. I had it in the fridge, and see, that's the thing. Once you talk about doing something, I'm one of these people. If I talk about doing something, especially in a public forum like YouTube, then I really feel like I've got to follow it through, and that sort of helps me stay on track. Once it's over, don't know. Going to be seeing the in-laws this weekend, and that's going to be like day 29 or 30 of my challenge, and my mother-in-law is a sensational cook. My wife is a sensational cook. The whole family is a sensational cook on that side. Well, my mum is too. But anyway, so there's going to be lots of really nice food. There will be meaty foods there, but there will be a little more looser, and they enjoy the occasional glass of wine. I don't know. I don't know how I'll go there. I'll see what happens. So I'm not going to get too cranky with myself if I do deviate just for a day, because I think, even 28, 29 days is a pretty good effort. Melissa Jane Middleton, and thanks, Rod. Appreciate you guys helping me secure my job security. That's a great place to use an upside down face, isn't it? Melissa, I'm lucky in that as long as my base diet is in a good place and I'm well nourished, I can easily moderate. Yeah, I hope that's true. It's been an interesting way to reset everything doing the Lion diet, and I've never done it before. I think if there's any good, if you don't have a good reason to do the Lion diet, I'd still say, look, just try it. Like, do it for 30 days and just see what happens. There's unexpected things that come along out of not having something that you think that you really do need to have. And if you do it like I did, where you don't have coffee, don't have alcohol as well, you might learn some things about yourself that you just didn't know. That you might learn that you're more disciplined. You can be more disciplined than you thought you could be. You might learn, well, you don't really need to have that coffee in the morning to get your jump started to actually start your thinking. You get into ketosis really well with the Lion diet, because there's really is 0 carbs in your diet, and your brain runs so well on ketones. I haven't found there hasn't been any downside to that. And in fact, there's always a bit of a lag later on, from the upside that you get from coffee. There's a bit of a lag later on. But I think it was Melissa. I think you mentioned that you just had one coffee in the morning, if I remember correctly, and that's moderation for you. And maybe that's something I'll try as well. Don't know. I'm just keeping an open mind yet. See what my body tells me that I should be doing. Let's see. Yeah, there was talking about actually I wasn't talking about other content creators, but I'm going to now. So Melissa, everyone knows her as Melissa, but it's Melitza, and the actual pronunciation is Melitza. Told me that Jeff, who's the fellow who's curing his cancer, or trying to cure his cancer with carnivore, had one of his videos pulled, and I'm just going to see if I can actually pull this up, because it didn't meet the WHO guidelines, which is a bit of a concern, because I didn't know that YouTube was doing that kind of thing. So let's just have I'll just share the screen where this is on. Which one is it? That one there? Yeah, that one. So this is it here. Here's the community post. This is on Jeff to Prosperous. So I haven't seen a lot of Jeff's content. I know that Kerry from Homestead Howard talks a lot about Jeff, and he's a pretty amazing dude. So what has he said? I think I'm doing right when YouTube sends you a message that they removed a live stream on my channel. This interview is still on my friend Kerry's channel. It's a great interview, one of the best. Please spread the word and watch, especially if you know someone with cancer. Interesting. Interesting that it was pulled from Jeff's channel, but not from Kerry's channel. I wonder if that's still the case. Yeah, and being such a small content creator does make you wonder what's going on behind closed doors at YouTube, doesn't it? Anyway, that's what's happening with Jeff and hopefully the other. I haven't watched that video yet, but mate, it sounds like it would be a good one to watch actually, especially if it's got Dr. Tony Hampton. He's right up there with the other doctor who is the one that started off with keto. I forget his name now. Anyway, I've got to check that one out. Let's see. Melissa, yes, just one coffee yesterday. I made it half size and that was just fine for me. I don't need it. I just love the roasty, tasty flavour, the warmth, and make it 2/3 decaf. Anyway, interesting. Yeah, I do too. I'm not just about the caffeine that's in the coffee. I do really enjoy the flavour as well. So yeah. Yes, that whole thing is really weird, that and the commercials that YouTube is throwing in on lives now. Yeah, so apparently YouTube is throwing up commercials on lives. Now, if you're not a YouTube Premium member and you see a commercial, it's not because I wanted that to happen. I actually have monetization turned off on the lives during the live. I don't turn on monetization until afterwards, so when people are watching on a replay, which I think is, a little, I think that's okay, but I think it's not cool to have an ad running while you're actually doing the live stream. It's kind of weird, right? So anyway, let me know if you do see one come up, because I'm interested to see that's if that is the case, then that must be something that YouTube has changed recently, and I would certainly like to know about it. Yes, YouTube can be obnoxious, and I guess the way I look at, I also publish content to Rumble as well, and I have my other channel. And, if you want to be a content creator and you actually eventually want to make a living from content creation, which is my goal, then you just got to be on YouTube. That's the thing. They're the ones with the eyeballs, and they got way more eyeballs than what anybody else has got. So, there's other ways to monetize your content, obviously with courses and things like that, but I just like to focus on creating content. So unfortunately, it's part and parcel of the deal, and you have to put up with some of their policies that aren't exactly conducive to completely free speech, although they say that's what they stand for. I can certainly see how the other platforms like Rumble, etc., would be gaining some popularity. Locals.com is another one as well, although that's always a paid service. Yeah, so trying to annoy us into subservience. You know what? You can actually get, hopefully my video doesn't get pulled for saying this, you can get YouTube Premium super cheap. And if you want to know how, just send me an email. Look up my email on the channel, and I'll, if enough people email me about it, I'll explain it to you. And there is actually a way that you can get it super cheap, and it's completely legit as well. All right, so today's topic was, can the carnivore diet reverse aging? And it's more of an open question. I was interested in what other people think about that particular comment. Now, I know there isn't, like any human study, there aren't actually any human studies to prove anything, really, is there? But my thoughts are that if you improve your health, you improve your metabolic health. Given the relationship between metabolic health and all-cause mortality, it would seem logical that if you can improve that, then you can at least slow down or perhaps even reverse aging. If you're 200 pounds overweight and you manage to lose all that weight, surely that's going to be a reversal of your aging going on there. And given that low-carb diets are absolutely proven to improve metabolic health, seems like the answer to that would be a yes, but I'm interested in whether you feel younger. Like, is there something about you, the way you feel, the way your body is, that has gotten younger in your opinion as a result of eating the carnivore way, whether it's carnivore, line, whatever you like? I'd like to know that. I certainly feel like my health now, as you know, I started carnivore June 12th, I think was 2023. I've been doing the Lion diet for the last 25 days. Lion is really an amazing diet in terms of feeling really good. And if you really, really enjoy food, there's some things about it where you might miss certain food. I know for some people, food is just fuel for them. And for me, it's a certain feel-good, happy thing as well. So that aspect of it is not quite fulfilled by Lined Up, but certainly in terms of my health and how I feel, my energy levels, etc., it's super good. And warning, we're going to talk about poops for a second. Poops have been absolutely perfect, magical for on Lion Diet. So once again, don't need any fiber to have good poops. Absolutely. So let's just catch up on the comments here. Susan, I brew my coffee on my Breville. I really enjoy the taste and time with my husband, but I hate to leave it off until I get my blood pressure back down. Oh, it causes your blood pressure to go up, does it? Interesting. How long ago did you start the carnivore diet, Susan? Is that what you're up to there? Let's see. Copper's Kitchen. As much as Jerry and I watch on YouTube for canine and other info, the premium is really worth it for us, and thankfully it is a family deal. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, I would probably pay the full price. I don't, but I probably still would, just because I'm being a content creator. Yes, Susan, if you may not even want to go back to it after you don't have it for a while. Somebody asked me that question this morning. He said, "Oh, are you going to go back on coffee?" I said, "Well, I don't know. Like, I'm doing my challenge, right? So I'm going to get to 28, 29, 30 days pretty soon. Don't know. I can't say for certain. I'm not going to commit myself one way or the other because I don't want to like completely cut. Sometimes you can remove something from your life for a while, but with the intention of not having an intention past sort of the initial removal, if it's a funny way of saying it. My intention was to remove it from my life for around 30 days, and then, I'm open-minded as to whether I'll reintroduce that or not. We'll see. DC, welcome, buddy. Don't miss coffee at all. Yeah, so how many cups a day of coffee did you used to drink, though, before you cut it? And did you just go cold turkey? I'm interested in that. Melissa's been doing a lot of shoveling of snow. No way I could have shoveled this season much so without eating this way. This is the first time in 5 years that I actually could shovel. Wow, that's amazing. That's pretty amazing. I can't imagine. Yeah, that must feel good. I mean, Jerry, husband, he must be pretty happy too because he doesn't have to shovel as much snow, right? So I've, man, it's getting hot in here. I'm starting to sweat. So I've been, I don't know whether all of you always watch all of my videos, but I've made a concerted effort to improve the last couple of videos. So the updates that I've been doing for the Lion diet, and I've actually taken time to shoot B-roll footage, and I've added in music and I've spent a bit more time on it. So the result is that the last couple of videos had about 10 times more views than the previous ones, but I'm interested in whether I don't often get feedback about, we can improve. If there's anything that you think that I can improve about my content, the way I do it, I'm always open to that. And usually my keenest supporters are the ones who come on the live stream. So if you've got any ideas for things that I could do better, I'm open to that. But hopefully the last couple of pieces of content have been better, and it's something that you've enjoyed. And I want to create content that's useful, but also that you enjoy watching. That's the goal. So yeah, and I've got another, so I'll have my day 14 to 21 update coming out soon. And then that's where I'm going to talk about what's happened with the sciatic care and what I've done there, which should be interesting. Melissa, I think that the abundance of fat and protein substrates really rejuvenates our cellular metabolism, hormones, brains, etc. Not to mention stopping the destruction of AGEs. What are AGEs? I better Google that. AGEs. Advanced glycation end products. Righty, you know your science, don't you? Okay, that does make sense. My hair growths, Melissa, my hair growth since I started last July is markedly thicker and healthier feeling, and my skin feels more supple, doesn't get dry even in winter. I'm gunning for full-on rejuvenation. Yeah, that's interesting you mentioned that, because one thing I noticed once I upped the fat intake was, even though I constantly walk around either barefoot or with thongs, I even go for, we call them thongs here, I don't know what you call them, flip-flops. Does that make more sense? It's not the thong. Thongs, we call them, especially from Western Australia where I come, they're called thongs. Anyway, so I walk around everywhere. And in the past, I would have had pretty severely cracked heels by now, but I don't. So I always thought the cracked heels just was to do with, just walking in bare and with thongs, and, your feet dry out because they're not moisturized because they're not in shoes. No, it's not actually that. It's dietary related. And so, yeah, I have 0 cracks on my feet since my fat intake increased as a result of eating the carnivore way. So isn't that interesting that it affects your skin, especially the skin on the feet as well? Melissa, 100% do not comply with the entire concept of aging. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I feel like genetically I have these bags under my eyes. Now, if I didn't have those, people would actually, I think they'd probably think I was closer to 30. But the rest of my body is fine. And I don't have the bags under the eyes because I'm tired. It's just how my face, how my face is. My mum was like it since she was like in her mid-20s as well. What's Melissa saying here? Please check out Rod's best ever post. Oh, yeah, when I was at the Aldi. Sometimes the ones that are really easy to do are the best ones, aren't they, Melissa? DC, I would have up to 3 cups a day. Once quit, felt much better. Did crave it every now and then, but the longer you are off coffee, the less you crave it. Yeah. I think the main thing I've noticed actually is and I said this in my previous video, it's a really effective appetite suppressant. Like, having the coffee means that I can easily go to like 1 o'clock without anything. Whereas now, sitting here talking to you, I'm starting to feel a little bit hungry in the tummy. So I think it's pretty effective for that reason as well. Okay, let's have a look at what else we've got actually here coming through. No, that's all caught up with the comments. Let's have a listen here to Melitza regarding coffee. I went back to coffee after 10 days, for 10 days of 30th, and the arthritis pain came back the next day. It was horrible. Interesting. Makes your arthritis flare up. Well, see, that would put me off. I would definitely stop. If I had some sort of issue, like if the sciatica came back, for example, I'd be like, no way, I'm not, that's it. I'm totally giving up on it. And yeah, but other than that, I didn't seem to have any, now, look at how my sleep has been. Doesn't seem to have changed my sleep very much. Maybe I'm just one of these people where I can totally get away with it and enjoy it at the same time. It'd be nice if that was true. I'm almost talking myself back into it, aren't I? All right, so butter is a better appetite suppressor. Yeah, I guess it is for some people. I thought it would be too. I find butter is really good at night time. So especially cold butter, or I've heard some people say they even have they have flakes of frozen butter in the freezer. But if I'm feeling a bit snackish around 7:30, 8, when I would normally have finished eating by like 6, then a teaspoon of butter is absolute gold for that. So that's really effective. But it doesn't seem to suppress my appetite in the morning. In the morning, once I'm at the moment, being on line diet, once I get to about 11 a.m., I'm like, oh, got to start eating very soon. Yeah, this is true. How we get used to we get used to feeling crap, don't we? And it's not till you don't feel crap that you realize how good you feel. And this is one of the hard things about if you're the only person in your family that's eating this way, because you feel a whole lot better, and people do. Family especially whinge about how they feel, right? And you just know that if they just gave it a shot, they'd feel a whole lot better. And for some people, but you can't say that with family. So yeah, that's a little frustrating, I think, at times. I know my people close to me have all kinds of health issues, and I go, if you'd only just try out, just go completely carnivore for 30 days and see what happens. It's not going to sort everyone out, but it seems like this sort of ancestral diet is a really great intervention for so many different health problems. And if only people would actually try it out and not listen to all the other propaganda that's out there as well. Yeah. Yes, family are the least likely to listen for some reason. That's just how it is. Not much we can do about it. All we can do is love and support our family, can't we? All right, you know what, guys? I'm going to keep this to half an hour because I am dripping here as far as the heat goes. If I can turn my air conditioner on, but it's really loud, so it won't be any good for your audio. It's getting up to 26 degrees, which is about, I think 70, what is it getting? 79, around there. Let me check. Yeah, getting up close to 79. Send me some cool air, Melissa. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, I'll wrap it up here, guys. So I'll just keep it to a nice short one. Thank you all for dropping in. I'm going to work on my next video later tonight, and hopefully that'll get published in the next couple of days. So this is now day 20. Where am I? 23 of my Lion Diet Challenge. If it's not a challenge that you've done before, I encourage you to give it a go. You might be surprised at what happens. And love you all, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.